Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If we haven't met, I'm Rachel. It is pretty early on a Sunday morning that I'm recording this, so I apologize for the bed hair, the lack of makeup, just trying to get it in before all my neighbors get up. Lately, I have been struggling with something I think a lot of us are feeling. How do you hold on to empathy in a world that is rewarding cruelty? Especially when it feels like you saw it coming. You tried to warn people and no one listened. That's what this video is about. And if you felt anything like that lately, I hope this helps. You know, I've always been an empathetic person. Not a brag, it's just how I'm wired. And for the most part, it's been kind of a gift. It helped me build stronger relationships. It's helped me be kinder and a better listener. And it's opened my mind to perspectives I would never have seen otherwise. And back when I was a massage therapist, it made me better at my job. Massage therapy is hard work, but it's not just physical. It can be emotional too. People don't just bring their tight shoulders or their sore backs to the table. They bring their stress, their grief, their stories. And even if they don't say a word, you can feel it in their body. And if you are wired for empathy, that clings to you like smoke. I could be working on someone's neck and feel the emotional weight they were carrying just beneath the surface. That made me a better therapist, sure, but it also drained me, and I didn't always know how to protect myself from that. I'd often end the day feeling the weight of everyone else's baggage in addition to my own. But I never wanted to shut that part of myself down because that empathy, it mattered. But lately, empathy doesn't always feel like a strength. It's starting to feel like a liability. It feels like swimming against a current all day. Because right now, it feels like that emotional weight is everywhere. Because our culture has shifted and it's making empathy harder to hold on to. Really hard. I think part of the reason is cruelty has gone mainstream. It's not just tolerated, it's incentivized online, in person, everywhere. Outrage gets more clicks than compassion. Ridicule gets more traction than curiosity, and it spills into real life. We are being pushed, encouraged even, to see anyone who disagrees with us as idiots or evil or both. Nuance? Gone. Grace? Seen as a weakness. And it goes deeper than disagreement. Our fear and judgment of anyone different in race, gender, politics, religion, identity, it's being fed. It's being monetized. We're being conditioned to see difference as danger, disagreement as threat, and selfishness as strength. It's look out for number one on steroids. Selfishness is praised as independence. Cruelty is framed as strength. Even science is being tossed aside in favor of whatever narrative keeps us scared and suspicious. Because fear is easy to control. Empathy asks questions. Fear shuts them down. Empathy asks us to see ourselves in others, but everything around us is telling us to see a threat. What hurts most is that this didn't come out of nowhere. People were warned. They saw it happening. Some cheered, some looked away. Others convinced themselves it would not be that bad, or the fallout would only affect the other side. But here we are, living the sequel no one asked for. The consequences? They're not abstract. Families aren't speaking to each other. People are losing their livelihood, their health care. Groceries are unaffordable. Medications are out of reach for a lot of people. Relationships are breaking, and not just over opinions, but over damage that was completely preventable. And the hardest part is that the people who helped cause this, they often don't feel bad about it. They are digging their heels in until it touches them and they lose something they thought was safe. It's like watching them set fire to the house and being surprised when it burns to the ground. And now that fire they lit is burning everyone. We are all living with this because fallout does not check your ballot before it falls into your life. We are all in it, trying not to drown in this mess and trying not to become what we're angry at. But sometimes we do become it. I have had moments where I thought, you chose this. Don't come crying now. This is where empathy gets really complicated, at least for me. How do you care about someone suffering when they're the reason it's happening? Empathy does not mean letting people off the hook, especially when they were not tricked. They knew and they chose it anyway, but not for themselves. They chose it for someone else. I wrestle with this a lot, but I still don't want to be the kind of person who keeps saying, well, fuck around and find out, even though, let's be honest, it's tempting. But that place doesn't feel good. There is no satisfaction in watching people hurt, at least not for me. Well, maybe some people, but hopefully karma gives them what they deserve. This is what I'm wrestling with lately. Not just the exhaustion, not just the anger, but the fear of losing the part of me that still cares. Because that part, that is the one I don't want to give away. That's the line I don't want to cross, even when everything in me is screaming, oh my God, just shut it down. Stop caring. It is safer and it's easier. But if we all stop caring, the worst people win. They get the division they wanted. And empathy, the thing that could actually rebuild something, disappears. Here's the truth as I see it. Empathy is not weak. It's not soft, despite what everyone tells you. It's brutal, actually, because it asks you to stay kind and human when everyone around you is acting like that's optional. It asks you to sit in the mess, keep your heart open, and care, even when it would be so much easier not to. And yeah, it's pretty fucking draining. You have to protect your peace too. You have to. But part of that is remembering who you are and who you're not. And I am not someone who wants to become numb and hateful. I think if you're still watching this, you're the same way. Anger might feel powerful in the short term, but it doesn't fix anything. It just burns everything down. Because yes, empathy means caring even when it's hard, but it doesn't mean pretending their choices didn't hurt people. It doesn't mean rewriting history so we all feel better about the fallout. I try to remember, empathy doesn't mean agreeing. It means recognizing that hurt people, and sometimes they don't realize the harm until they are the one on the receiving end. But knowing that doesn't make it okay. It also means it's okay to say, I see your pain, but I am not going to pretend your choices didn't play a part in this. That's not cruelty, that's clarity. So, what do you do when the world feels this toxic and you don't want to become part of the problem? Well, here's what I've been working on. And no, I haven't mastered any of this. Sometimes I completely suck at it, but it's helping. First, I protect my empathy. Not everyone gets access to it. Empathy isn't about absorbing every single emotion around you. It's about choosing when and where to engage so you don't burn out. You're allowed to say, that is not mine to carry. Second, I set clearer boundaries. Just because I care doesn't mean that I'm available for some emotional dumping. Caring doesn't require access. Boundaries protect the kindness, not just the person. Third, I stay curious without being naive. I've stopped asking, how the hell can they believe this garbage? And started asking, what are they afraid of? What did they believe they were protecting? But I ask it without making excuses. Curiosity can be fierce. It doesn't have to mean forgiveness. And finally, I put my hope in the quieter people, not the people or the institutions that have failed us, but in the ones still doing good in their own small ways. The ones who aren't necessarily shouting, but they're still showing up, doing the work, keeping their integrity. They're not always flashy. Sometimes, yeah, they're hard to find, but they are out there, and they remind me it's still possible to be soft and strong at the same time. Empathy is painful, especially when it feels like nobody around you is offering it back. But shutting it down doesn't make things better. It just makes you harder to reach. And that is exactly what cruelty wants. Fewer people who care. The anger is justified. It truly is. But getting stuck there does not move us forward, and it doesn't rebuild a damn thing. If we live in it too long, it starts shaping us in ways we don't want, and it steals our peace instead of protecting it. So yeah, protect your empathy, sharpen your boundaries, stay grounded in your own values, because when everything else feels like noise, your values are where the clarity lives. And if you're still choosing to care, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, you're part of what's still good. Look, I am making this video because I know there are a lot of us out here who hate the incredibly strong emotions we're feeling right now, especially towards certain people and everything that's happening, because these are feelings we're not used to, or maybe they go against how we see ourselves, and it's incredibly uncomfortable. It's heavy, but if you are struggling with that, with how to hold on to empathy and anger in the same hand, you just know you are not alone. A lot of us are feeling it, and it doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you human. If you're still here, thanks for watching. I truly appreciate you. Please take care of you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.